Alrighty guys, so how's she going today? So it is Sunday, the 3rd I believe. Back to winter time again, you might as well fucking say, because it's fucking cold as hell out with this wind. Right now, it's only about 17 degrees outside. So it is very cold out there. It's not exactly too warm here in the shop either, but it's a little bit warmer it seems like than it is outside. Of course with the wind it doesn't freaking help none. Getting sick and tired of this fucking cold. Like really, I haven't even made videos. Well, haven't really made a lot of videos the last few days because I really haven't had to, because I had that 4-part video going up, and then I had made a couple of videos along the way, but I just haven't really had to make a lot of videos, and so I haven't really been going anywhere, and plus it's been too damn cold, so it's just been nuts fucking cold. And from what the Weather Channel says, I looked on the app there, and no, I mean they change it every day pretty much. But I looked just a little while ago, and most of the next 2 weeks are only going to be in the mid 40s. I don't think. I mean, we don't have any snow, but I'm tired of the cold. I want some heat, you know. I want some, 50s and 60s at least. I mean, come on. It's freaking bullshit. I'm tired of it. And now I have a sore throat on top of all this crap, so that's awesome. Well, my mom had it the day before, and she also had some kind of a toothache going on. She was at the dentist a few days ago or something like that, and the dentist said that she just needed her one tooth needed to be filled, but I don't know what his reasons, but he didn't want to do it right then and there. Apparently, I don't know, he was maybe too busy or something, so he put some kind of a cover over her tooth so it wouldn't hurt. And it worked for about a day. And then later on in the night, she was up, because of a toothache, because it hurt so damn bad, and she didn't have any tooth pain killer, it's some kind of a liquid stuff you can, I guess, put on your tooth and then it stops the pain or whatever, right? So she didn't have any of that. My grandma used to keep some in stock, but the shit that she's got is like fucking 2 years old, and she never really gets rid of it. She still thinks that it'll work. After being 2 years old, it's pretty much well done, So my sister had one, so she brought it over in the morning, and of course, well, you know how that went all night. So I was fine. I did kind of start getting a sore throat here and there, but it wasn't really too bad. And then I woke up this morning with it just being a bitch, But the funny thing is that I actually still have some. I think I had this problem. Oh, geez, probably about a month or so ago. I think I had a sore throat or something going on, so I had to get some cough drops or whatever, and still had some left over. So I was like, oh, fuck. Apparently it says that it works for a sore throat. So I just been kind of eating them all day because it only lasts for like 30 minutes and then it's gone. But they say that you're only supposed to take them every couple hours. Well, it doesn't really seem to do a lot. So, I mean, within 30 minutes, your pain's back. So, kind of have to take it a little more often, But, well, the last couple hours has been decent enough where I didn't have to really take a cough drop or anything. So, I mean, my throat's obviously hurting right now because I'm talking, but it wasn't like it was way earlier. Way earlier, I mean, it was hurting bad. I couldn't swallow really. It hurt and everything. And so, yeah, that's what I had. It's been a fun day for me and fun night for Mom last night or the night before or something like that. I don't remember, but I mean, she obviously had it a lot worse than me because a toothache is a hell of a lot worse than a sore throat, that's for sure. But she didn't have any medicine, and of course, well, I had some cough drops, you know, to kind of somewhat take the pain away for me. So, but I told my mom too, like, I don't know why we don't start stocking up on some stuff like that, you know, for you know, a toothache or whatever, you know. I should keep maybe some kind of emergency kit around, you know. We don't bother, so you know, we do keep some bandages around, but you know, those are like little, you know, those little bandages that are meant for like a little cut that you get on your finger. We don't have anything for if you should slice your damn arm open, you know. We don't have nothing that big. We kind of ought to should. I know it would cost money, but you know, and in that tooth medicine, it's in like a little brown bottle, right? Not sure how long that stuff stays good, but I mean, if it's cheap, you know, just keep, you know, buying it. You know, if it's good for, let's say, 3 months, well, then every 3 months you buy a new bottle. You know, my grandma just said that this was a while ago. She said that she was going to buy a new bottle, and she never did, and she still got the old stuff. I'm like, that's not going to do her any good. She's like, oh, you probably just have to use more of it. No, once the stuff goes bad, I mean, stuff will last a little bit past its date, you know. I mean, like milk. They say that milk goes bad. You know, well, let's say if they have it marked to go bad on the 3rd. Okay, well, it's actually good for like an extra day or two. You know, it's still good. You know, they want you to get it used up by then, so you don't have to deal with it. You know, you have it all drinked up and gone. So, you know, so. Well, usually when milk gets close to expiring, Mom will go buy a new one, and then I'll just drink the older stuff. I'll just make chocolate milk out of it or something, you know. So, and when I watch Matt's Friday Night 40s, I usually just make myself a glass of chocolate milk before I start playing his video, and then I'll just drink that, you know, because I can't drink liquor like he can, or, you know, alcohol, whatever. I can't drink like he can, so closest thing I can get to drinking is milk, pop, water, you know. That's basically it. So I just make myself some chocolate milk, and there you go. It would be nice if I had maybe some snacks laying around, you know. It'd be even better time, but I don't. So, but yeah. So, yeah. I've been trying to figure out. Well, the John Deere and Big Red are obviously due for their yearly maintenance. Well, they're not quite there yet, but the John Deere never got an oil change last year like it should have because there was like no money around. Usually they changed the hydraulic oil, or well, the motor oil anyway. In the John Deere, I think I changed that a little bit after when the grass starts to grow. I think. I don't remember now, but I know Big Red, I do that every July. It's I guess just easier that way. So, but the John Deere is due for an overhaul. This is basically, I gotta basically do the same thing as what Matt did to his Ranch King. Of course, I mean, mine's a different setup from his, but it needs basically the same thing. Well, minus the belt, the drive, or the mower belt. Mine's still good, so surprisingly, after 7 years, the belt's still pretty good. There's no cracks in it. I mean, I looked last year and there was no cracks in it, so once it starts getting little hairline cracks in it or something, I'll probably start hunting around for parts to find a replacement belt. But I'm gonna leave it for now. Thought I had some grease laying around. I don't have no fucking grease. Well, last year one of the tubes of grease exploded. Well, the grease gun exploded, sprayed grease every fucking where. So I was like, oh great, half a tube went down the frickin' drain. Popped in a new one. No clue where the hell all that went to. I know most of it went to the four-wheeler. I usually grease Big Red twice a year. John Deere, not really, because I grease him just in spring. Because he sits all winter, so there's really no point in putting fresh grease in for the winter. Because the old stuff will be fine, so. Yeah, I do over-grease everything, but you know what? I'd rather have it over-greased than under-greased, because if it's under-greased, things start to wear out quicker. So, if it's full of grease and sloppy, I'll take that over being dry, so. But the John Deere needs a new oil. Needs a new oil filter. I need a new air filter. On the John Deere, there's two filters. There's a kind of like a spongy, it's a real fine cover for the main filter. So it's like a dual filter setup. Well, trying to hunt for, I found a couple of parts. I found them, I guess, but I couldn't find it through the other way that I like to do it. I had to actually go through the part menu to find it. If you go on their website, you can just punch in, because you can actually buy stuff on their website too, and it wasn't listed on that. So it was listed under the part menu, meaning you'd have to go to John Deere and pick it up. So, because I punched in those numbers in where you can buy stuff from the website, and it doesn't exist there, so I don't know. Everything's screwed up on their damn website. I don't know how other websites are, but I couldn't find it. I had to go through the part menu, which is not a big deal because I know where to go to find that. It's not too big of a pain in the ass, but you know, it's a pain in the ass because you gotta look for it. So, but yeah, the John Deere's due for all that. I'm sure it's going to be due for a hydraulic change. So I gotta change the hydraulic oil. That's gonna take about a gallon and a couple smaller bottles. And I know that the hydraulic filter needs to be replaced because I haven't done that yet. Because when I did a hydraulic change on it the first time, they didn't give me a hydraulic filter. So I had to use the original one. I still got the original hydraulic filter on there from when I bought it. So, and I bought it 7 years ago. So you can imagine what that filter would look like now. So, I'm going to try to get that. And I also have to get a fuel filter. Because I'm sure it's pretty dirty. This is what sucks. But I like it on Matt's Ranch King. His fuel filter is a see-through. Mine is not. So I don't know if my filter is good or not. You just have to change it, I guess, really, when the machine starts to run like shit. Which I think it's starting to head that way because it never really runs very well. I mean, it runs, but I mean, it doesn't really struggle. It puts up a little bit of a fight, but not. I mean, you'd have to listen to it, you know, with your naked ear to hear that. But through a video, you're probably not going to hear it. But it doesn't seem to run right. Not like it when it was new. So it's probably due. What sucks is that on the John Deere website, all that stuff that I want, which is quite a bit, is, well, some of that, the oil, the engine oil, and the filter are listed on there. On where you can actually buy it off their website, which is, well, it used to be johndeere.com, but now it's just deere.com. So you can still punch in johndeere.com, but it'll just take you straight to deere.com. So, but they have those smaller items listed. So for a bottle of oil, it's about $2-3 for those, you know, well, not the small baby ones, but you know, your average size ones like what Matt got there for his mower. So, and then I think the filter was about another $8. And the fuel filter, that was $18. But they didn't have the hydraulic oil and the hydraulic. No, they had the hydraulic filter, I think, but that was about the same, I think. I don't really know. So, I don't really actually have a full, I don't have the full price written down because I don't exactly know, because you really can't go by John Deere either, their website, because it's going to vary depending on your dealer. And well, it depends on the website too. I mean, they say on their website that a fuel filter is $18. Well, if you go to the John Deere dealer, it could be $25, or it could be $10. I mean, it's going to be different depending on where you shop. So, and now, yeah, I probably could go buy some cheaper shit, and get it from my local hardware store or whatever. Fuel filters. I know you can get engine oil and the filters for it, but if you buy that cheap shit, you're going to have trouble with it later on. I mean, look at Matt. He bought a belt for his mower. He bought it offline. And the damn thing wasn't really... It apparently was the right size, but when he put it on, it was actually the wrong size. And it ended up putting more of a strain on his mower than anything else. You have to basically stick with stock parts. See, now he replaced it with an actual Ranch King belt, So, and now it runs fine, apparently. So, that's why I just stick with stock parts, because I know that they're going to work. They were designed to work for my machine, I mean, if you go buy some piece of shit off the, off of wherever, it's not going to be any good. Now, I have bought some Polaris oil for Big Red off the internet. I bought it off eBay. It's not much cheaper on eBay than it would be if I actually went to my dealer, but it's the point that my dealer is actually out of the way. Holy fuck. Talk about an orange Ranger. Put a cab on it, man. It's just fucking cold out. Fuck, it's nice though. So, but yeah. And of course it sucks too, because next month is tax season, so I'm not going to be able to really do fuck all. Stupid taxes. Well, they raised my taxes up too, because they put my garbage bill on it. Because I refused to pay it monthly. If I paid it monthly, it'd be like $25, $28 a month. But I don't use their services, and I think it's stupid that you have to pay for it regardless if you use them or not. I don't use it because to go buy their orange, well, here in Minnesota it's orange garbage bags. It's like $50 a box. And you only probably get like 50 garbage bags in it, or 100 or whatever. It's not worth it for me. I just buy the cheap things, stick it in my burn barrel, and I fucking burn it. It's way cheaper. For me, anyway. So, and then it doesn't fill up the landfill as much. Yeah, it puts pollution in the air, but I don't give a fuck. No one around here gives a fuck, so why should I? But, I want to see where that Red Ranger, or that Orange Ranger was going to go, but I don't hear him flying. What do I do now? Is that just him that whizzed past at like 90 miles an hour? That was him, alright. Like, he was just gone in the blink of an eye. I couldn't even see it. Holy fuck, he must have been going fast. I don't even dare get Big Red past 45, so I just shake like a son of a bitch. I don't know, maybe Rangers have better steering than Big Red. Even when Big Red was newer, I don't think he didn't have half the steering problems that he does now. At 45 miles an hour, he started wobbling. So, like, yeah, I'm not gonna go much faster than that. So, fastest I've ever had him was about 45 miles an hour. I don't bother going any faster than that. So, but yeah, on the John Deere, that's basically all I have to do there. I mean, you can get a maintenance kit off the John Deere website, but it still doesn't offer exactly everything. But for that, it had the oil, the filter, the air filter, the fuel filter, all for about $92 from what their website says. But from John Deere, the actual dealer could be $100, So it's not bad, but I'm still gonna call my John Deere dealer on Monday, which will be tomorrow, and talk to them. I had the part numbers written down. If they're correct, I don't know. They'll have to fucking figure it out. You know, they can figure it out. They got computers. And Big Red's gonna need an overhaul. So starting after, not next month because I think that's tax season, but the month after, I'm going to have to put some money away for Big Red, because Big Red, again, is also going to need an overhaul because he's never had a new air filter. I mean, I change his engine oil every year. I've only changed the gear case oils probably once, so I'm sure they're due. That's kind of a pain in the ass to do, too. So Big Red doesn't require quite as much, you know, as a John Deere. The drive belt, that's supposed to be good up to 5,000 miles, and I'm just about close to 4. So if I hit 4 by the end of fall, well, it'd be good for another 1,000 miles. So very good. And I'm not going to change it early. I mean, like, I know Big Red's going to be going in probably this fall to get, you know, tuned, because he's going to tune up. He's going to need it. Everything's getting wore out. I'm not going to replace it because then it'll actually kind of throw me off, because if I can change it when it's actually due, which is due at 5,000 miles, so if it makes it up to 5,000 miles, then I'll replace it. Then I know it'll be good up to 10,000 miles. You know, it's easier for me. If I do it at an odd number, then I'm just all confused. I can write it down, you know, and yada yada yada. I don't really even keep track of that shit, honestly. They always say, you know, every time you do your oil change, you write it down in the book. I don't really see what the point of it. I mean, yeah, I guess you can keep track of your hours that way and stuff, but most everything has an hour meter in them. You know, my John Deere and Big Red, that's got an hour meter in it. The car don't, but you don't need that. You just need a mile gauge there. But I mean, for a guy like me, I'm basically just going to keep it until it blows up. I mean, once it blows up, no one's going to want it afterwards. It'll just be scrapped for parts then. So, you know, what's the point of keeping track of it, really? So, and I think the John Deere hit $400 last year, didn't it? I don't remember, but I think it's, you know, I think it did anyway. I know it hit 300 the year before, I think. So I don't fucking know, but it's getting up there as well. So, I don't know. They say that for someone that only puts on 100 hours a year, or every 100 hours, that's when you can do your engine oil changes. Well, I don't exactly put on 100 hours in 1 year, but I still change my oils every year anyway. I know the guy with the Ram truck, he's got some 4-wheelers, and he says that they're only due like every 500 miles or whatever the hell it is, or 500, no, not 500 hours, but that's whatever. But he says he doesn't really put that much on, but he still changes it every year. He says he likes knowing that he's got fresh oil in there, and that's the way I am too. I put fresh oil in Big Red every year. I want to do the same with the John Deere, but it never happened last year because of money. So, that vehicle's freaking coming. So, I'm not sure who the hell that was, but, yeah, so, that's just, what I'm going to probably try to work on this month here, if I can. I'm going to have to call, John Deere and, see what it'll cost me. Because if I can get the whole damn kit, you know, get everything in 1 month, then the John Deere's good. And then I gotta start saving up for Big Red. I was wanting to do other stuff too, but it's too tight because of medical bills, and now you got taxes, and I think right now machineries are more important than, you know, goodies, you could say. You know, I mean, I wanted to actually get another flag mount, buy my flag, and then get the flags up on top of the roof. get that done. So, well, I think we'll put her off. I think once we get the machines done out of the way, then I think that's when I'm probably going to start working on other stuff again. I want to put a CB in the house before winter because I don't like doing it last minute, because that's kind of what we did with the weather antenna too. I don't think we put it up late. I think we actually put it up. It was getting to be the end of winter. It was basically about this same time, but it actually started snowing, and it really snowed good that day too that we were putting it up. So, it just, it just sucked that day. So, don't like working in the cold. So, but hopefully we can get the John Deere done. I think I might even just wait and do the John Deere until July, because at least in that way, it'll be easier on me because I'm doing everything in 1 month, which is in July, and I can for some reason I can remember July real fucking easy. I think it's because that's when we start cutting hays in July. That's the way it's always been all these years. We usually start cutting after July, so usually right after about July 4th is when he starts cutting hay. He'll come earlier if it's due, but in the last couple of years he's been kind of not coming late, but average time. Now, 1 year he was really late. He was like a month late, but I think because he was so sick at the time and couldn't do anything. So, but yeah, so that's the plans anyway. Hopefully for this month, if we can get the stuff for the tractor, and I'm gonna check the oil. I usually have to look it over before I start it for the year, and I'm gonna look the oil over. Check the hydraulic oil. Make sure it's all like still runny and not gooey. If it's thick, then I got an issue. But so check that. Make sure it's still level. I actually still have a bottle of hydraulic oil left over. Believe it or not, I've had that for about 7 years now. So I don't know if it's any good or not. But I'm actually going to dump that into the tractor. I'm actually going to do a flush on the hydraulics because I don't ever do a flush. I've done a flush on the tiller. The tiller's going to be due for a fucking oil change too. God damn it. Well, I think I still have some oil left over. It doesn't even take like a whole bottle. It takes like this much of it. So I think I still got some left over. I don't think it's in here though, but I think it's... That's up in the garage. I buy the cheap shit for the tiller because I don't really care about it. So I buy the cheap shit for that. So, but I could buy some good stuff for you. And the tiller's actually due for a new air filter too, because it's starting to get dirty. So I can actually see it getting dirty. On the John Deere and Big Red, I don't really see it getting dirty, so that's why I still think it's still good. But I guess I can still get full of the fine dust and stuff, that can still clog it up. So, but yeah, we'll get her. We're gonna have to give her an overhaul. That fucking tractor tire. Well, no, the tractor tires are still good. I think, well, as far as I know, it's still good. That trailer tire, on the other hand, is pissing me off. I put air in it, and it's probably flat by now. Stupid thing. God. I should just take that fucking tire off and run the Deere and have them fix it instead of me putting slime in it, because slime makes a mess. So. And another thing, too, here I'm going to talk about real quick. I cut that tree down. If you guys seen that video yet, I'm sure you have. I pulled out the John Deere trailer to haul those branches. Well, I should have cut them up smaller, but they just kept falling. For some reason, they just kept falling out of the fucking trailer. Like, I couldn't even get 5 feet, and they're falling out of the trailer. So I don't know what the hell's wrong. Normally, if I stack them right, I can haul it. This time, I just couldn't haul for shit. So I'm like, oh god, man, I just need a flatbed. It'd be so much fucking better. So I'm thinking this summer. It's not something I really want to do, but it's better than nothing. I think I'm going to grab that old yellow trailer, and I'm going to either buy some metal, or if I can find some scrap metal at the farm, I'm actually going to make that a flatbed trailer, but I'm going to make it really big, because it's too small the way it is, and it's going to need some flooring in it. Then I'm not going to use plywood. I think I'm just going to order some steel, it's like steel screening kind of stuff, but it's real thick. I think I'm just going to put that in and just weld it in place and then be done with it. I wanted to use that trailer for something else, but I think if I really wanted to, I could probably modify stuff and, you know, make it so that both work on that trailer together. Um, Another thing that's wrong with that trailer is that the lock doesn't hold. It has to be bungee strapped to hold it. And the chains are not long enough. The safety chains. I got to make them longer so bigger it can actually turn easy without yanking the trailer off. So, got to get them extended by, at least by 4 inches. It probably should be enough. 4 extra inches should be enough. But, yeah. It's just going to be a pain in the ass. It's a pain in the ass when you got to haul trees. And I still got more trees to cut down yet this year too. So, but I think I may wait until I have the trailer done. I was thinking about maybe just buying some steel like this, but this steel right here is too thick, so I would have to measure this and then find some thinner stuff. It's gonna maybe find some stuff like that, but maybe just some flat bar, maybe something like that, and then just get some thinner stuff and just weld it to the fucking trailer frame. And there you go, have it longer. So at least it'll be a decently good little hauling trailer. I could probably even haul my tiller on it too instead of hauling it on the John Deere and beating up my trailer. But it's easier on the John Deere trailer because it tilts. So I'd have to end up making ramps for the tiller. That's just more damn work. So I'll probably just continue to carry it in the trailer, the John Deere trailer or cart, whatever. So, cause yeah, I'm just getting sick and tired of hauling branches on that little John Deere cart, and this time they just kept falling out. No matter how I stacked it, it just kept fucking falling out. And I got more frustrated. I got frustrated to the point where I could feel my blood pressure going up. You know, it's just like, ugh. I was beating the crap out of Big Red because I was frustrated. Which is not too good because I ended almost broke my CB antenna because a branch had hit it and laid it pretty much flat. So, yeah, I think my CB antenna still works. I haven't really tested it, but frig it. That's fine for now. Alright guys, I'm going to take off. I don't want to make this video super long. I've been making them long again, I know. So, but I don't like, I mean, I'll make them short, but I just have to try to get into that again, making them short. So, but for right now, this will be a long video, and you just have to put up with it, I guess. So, alright guys, I'm going to take off. So I guess have a good day and stuff. So, yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. Thank you.